What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Miss LA. Thank you guys so much for joining our channel here at the LA Experience. I'm a hair specialist for over 30 years, and as always, you guys, I'm always dropping knowledge. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about hairstyles. We're still in that series, hairstyles that cause alopecia, and today we're going to focus on braids, locks, and cornrows. Okay, so this should be a big one because a lot of you guys are wearing one of these three all the time. So we're going to be talking about, alopecia. What is it? We're going to also talk about the different type of braids and locks, and the cornrows. We're going to talk about how it contributes to hair loss. We're also going to talk about some symptoms. How do you know if you may be getting alopecia or if you have alopecia? We're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk about some solutions. Y'all already know how I do. So let's get some pen and paper because y'all might need it. Because y'all, hopefully today we're going to be learning something that we didn't know. So before we get into anything, I definitely want to start with talking about what is alopecia. Okay, alopecia is another word for hair loss, just in case you guys did not know that. When it comes to hair loss or alopecia, you can get alopecia from many different factors or conditions, right? It's not just from hairstyles, but hairstyles do contribute. So when it comes to hairstyling and tight hairstyles like your locks, braids, or cornrows, this will be considered what's called traction alopecia, okay? So when it comes to hair loss, let's back up just a little bit. When it comes to hair loss comes from different factors, you guys. It can come from genetics. It could come from any medications we could be on. Certain medications cause hair loss, okay? And if you're not sure if medications your doctor is putting you on causes hair loss, just ask the question. Hey, this medication, doctor, you got me on right now, is it causing, can it cause hair loss? Medical conditions, one I can speak to would be thyroid issues. I had hyperthyroidism. Some people have hypothyroidism. Any condition of thyroid can cause hair loss, and how I know this is because I experienced it. So it kind of helped me to learn more about alopecia because I became a person who lost quite a bit of my hair, and I did not understand why. And as I did research, I found out my doctor didn't tell me. So I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I need to ask my doctor. Well, my doctor should tell me. You don't say you're going to ask, you say they should tell you. Most of them won't tell you at all. Like, I was on medication, I had the thyroid situation, and my doctor didn't tell me at all. But we have to be okay to ask questions, okay? Because they'll tell you from there. And I asked my doctor, can this medication cause hair loss? And they told me yes, and my condition caused hair loss, right? So autoimmune disorders can cause hair loss. Which deals with the defense system of our body. So it kind of attacks the hair follicles, your autoimmune. It accidentally, or it doesn't intentionally mean to do it, but it does, attack the hair follicles. And I'm going to do another video kind of breaking that down about the autoimmune system, more details so we can learn more about that. So we got genetics that contributes, hairstyles for sure, that's why we're talking about it. Medical conditions, hormonal changes, believe it or not. And a big one, you guys, is stress. I know we don't think stress should contribute, but trust me, when I had my thyroid issue, I was under a lot of stress at a job I was working at the time, and then probably stress too of me learning that I had this condition. So with all of that combined, I mean, my hair like fell out really quickly. And when I look back at photos now, it's amazing how short my hair was. So let's get into it, you guys. So today we're talking about traction alopecia. Okay, there's different forms of alopecia, so I definitely want to let you guys know that it's not just one type, it's several different types. But this one today we're talking about is traction. Traction deals with constant tension and pulling of the hair, which actually damages your hair follicle. Okay, so y'all see me looking down. Y'all know me, I always take notes because I want to make sure that I don't forget anything, because let me tell you, I'll be so dedicated to this. So thank you guys who have said to me, We can see it, LA, in your eyes. We can see it and hear it in your voice. Let me tell you, my husband will tell you, he works at night. So when he's gone, I'm literally in class. I'm taking notes, I'm writing stuff down, and I kind of come up with my topics, what I want to talk about based on questions you guys are asking me. And then I get in there, you guys, and I get to write everything that I know from it and breaking this thing down so I can make it plain. So let's talk about when it comes to braids, cornrows, and locks and how it contributes to hair loss, okay? So when it comes to hair loss, I mean, we could probably just guess right now what's the main factor. We just said traction alopecia deals with what? Right, it deals with the tension, right? And the pulling of the hair. So we already know that braids do that. Locks can definitely do that. I've seen some where they're soft rolled, but you got those heavy-handed stylists so where that is tight at the root. And then we also have cornrows. And I'm not just talking about straight back cornrows. I'm talking about cornrows where y'all get them in designs. It look like a heart. It's a star. It's a whatever. And the stitch braids and all this type of stuff. Those can be considered, can contribute to hair loss as well. So let's talk about how, okay? Am I telling you guys, because y'all gonna hear me say this all the time, I'm not telling y'all don't ever wear styles, don't have swag about yourself. I'm never gonna tell you that. What I'm telling you is this, you guys. All of these hairstyles are beautiful, but what happens is we want to wear them too long, okay? Or we want to go to the people who's snatching it up so tight to where I can't hardly function. So this is what's contributing to this hair loss. So let's break them down one at a time. Let's start with, we'll start with locks. So people who are wearing locks, again, I'm not telling you not to wear locks, but what happens when it comes to locks, again, we got the people who are rolling them and they're rolling them so tight. And how you know that they're too tight, you guys, and this is going to be with braids or cornrows, okay, because you're going to hear me repeat this when I talk about the braids and cornrows, is how you know it's too tight is if y'all start to see bumps at the base, if you start to feel uncomfortable, like if you touch it and it hurts. This lets you know that you on the break of something is getting ready to happen where some hairs are getting ready to snap. Okay? It's just like our bodies communicates with us, you guys. So does our head. Our hair actually tells us things. When it bumps up, it's like, oh, uncomfortable. You need to loosen me up. Ow. Okay? If I touch it and barely compress it, it's telling you, hey, hello. This is too tight. Fix it. Fix it. Linda, listen. Linda, you need to listen. Your body is telling you stuff, so is the hair, okay? When it comes to locks also, this is what I see a lot because I do locks. I don't do them as much as I used to, but I can do locks as well. So when I do locks, what I notice a lot is like I might see some skinny ones or some that they're about to fall off the head. What that tells me from their past people that they've been to is that somewhere in between something got too tight or too heavy. That's another thing, you guys. A lot of locks are not always natural. Sometimes what people do to start their locks is they will start them with synthetic hairs, okay? I don't know if y'all know this because this goes into braids and cornrows too. So it's going to kind of roll into all. When you guys are wearing certain synthetic hair, I'm not saying all, so please don't come for me, braiders, because a few of you guys already tried it. What I'm saying is certain synthetic hair, because clients don't know what hair to buy, okay? I'm talking about those people who go to the store and they don't know what type of braid hair to get because you didn't give them instruction on what to get. So they get the cheapest one they can find, 99-cent hair, that kind that's cutting our fingers as people who braid. Well, they don't know that it does that. And if you're trying to braid with that hair and you put that in a person's hair, whether it's locks, you guys, or braids or cornrows, it can cut the hair, believe it or not. If it's cutting my finger, think about it. If it cuts my fingers, what makes you think it wouldn't cut the hair? So a lot of you guys, I'm watching the repairs of the locks. So we got little thin locks, and then they're going in there and they're stitching that braid hair in. Look at that machine, that little tool that they're using. They just pressing that hair in there. You don't think that's causing damage to your own hair? It is a sharp tool. I don't know if y'all ever looked at that tool that they use to put that in there. A lot of them, I'm not against any locticians, any braiders, But I've seen the process myself because I was learning how to do it. But when I saw the process myself, I decided I don't want to do it because I don't want to contribute to the continuous strain and damage that's causing the hair. So think about it, you guys. If my hair is straight, y'all know I have to give demonstrations. My hair is straight and I got this braid hair that now we're pushing it into my hair, trying to, you know, fill it or whatever we're doing. You don't think that hair strand that's in there is becoming damaged? It is. And we're doing it over and over again because some of us, we want them long, we want them whatever. So this is constant damage. And then depending on the braid hair that you guys are using, that you're buying, because you don't know what to buy, and I'm not blaming you as a client. But if you don't know what hair to use, because we don't know what we don't know, then that hair is damaging the hair inside. And again, this is dealing with braids, cornrows, or even locks. So back to locks again. The roll could be too tight. Look for those telltale signs, you guys. Bumps on the scalp. If you start to feel it burn a little bit, if your scalp feels irritated at all, or if you've been wearing these locks for a while and now you got some really thin pieces of hair, this is letting you know something has happened through the time. Either weight, too heavy, we're not maintaining. That's another thing with locks. I'm not sure why we believe that we can't maintain the locks. Go get them redone, you guys, okay? That's what people are for. The locticians are not just there for you guys to go get them locked up. They're there for you to get them locked and for them to maintain them in between. So when I would do people with locks, I would have people come back. Either they can come every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks to keep them fresh. Y'all see those people out there with locks where it's matted at the roots, the whole ends are matted. Think about that. Your hair is there somewhere, whether it's extensions in there or not. Your hair is in there. So if you see it matted, that is probably your hair that's matted as well. We need to not have that to happen. That matting of the hair, you guys, can you imagine taking that down? It's actually going to be a lot of hair coming out of those locks, okay? So proper maintenance, okay? We need to make sure we get them redone in between or cleaned in between. That's another thing. We are not cleaning that scalp, okay? Let's roll into braids when it comes to that, because at the end I'm gonna give you guys some solutions, and it's gonna kind of roll with every last one of them. When it comes to braids, we already know what's happening. I have so many ladies, just in case y'all don't know, I work with a lot of alopecia clients every single day. It used to be often, you know, not as often, but now it's becoming every single day now. And the main area I see hair loss is, where do you think? These baby hairs we were talking about. Remember we talked about in one of my videos about how thin this area is. And it's not just the front, you guys. Baby hair runs all the way around your perimeter. Even this back here. That's why it hurts when it's pulled too tight. Now, again, we're wearing braids too tight. Y'all going to these braiders where they snatching it up. And it's just, I get it, you guys. We're wearing this stuff for convenience. But here's the problem. The more we're wearing stuff for convenience, the more it becomes a permanent problem. And then when it becomes a permanent problem, you guys are spending a ton of money. I have never seen people spend as much money on hair, fake hair, not your hair, fake hair, as I've seen people do today. I hate to see it because a lot of you guys have great hair underneath. But because it's not thick enough or because it's not the length you want, you won't let it breathe. So when it comes to these braids, again, we got snatch tight, okay? Remember, our hair grows in certain patterns. Remember that. So if our hair is growing in certain patterns, and again, we're getting it snatched up in areas and ways that it's not supposed to go, then it can't help but snap off, you guys. Another thing when it comes to braids is weight. I know y'all notice when y'all get braids, and y'all have seen plenty of YouTube videos, I'm sure, where you see them put the hair on, then they adding, and then they adding, and then they adding, and then they adding. Listen, we used to do braids back in the day to y'all's butts, and we only added hair one time. Why we got to add hair 15 times, I'm not really sure where that's coming from. That's something new, but we never had people where the edges came out. But y'all's hair was down to your butts, okay? Now, we didn't get it to your ankle, and we're going to talk about that. That's just nothing but continuous weight. I don't care how skinny they are, you guys. Can you imagine I got a braid here that goes all the way to my ankle? You know how much pull that is? It's almost like my head probably is, you know, to the side and hanging off at that point. That, I want y'all to just kind of picture what's happening to that poor little hair that's there. That's the trauma it's going through. I got hair to my ankles. I got hair to my thighs or whatever it is. I'm not saying don't do it, you guys. I'm not saying you can't. So please don't get it twisted what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can, but let's be realistic with our hair. If I have baby fine hair like I do, I can never get no braids down to my ankles. I wouldn't even suggest doing that for anybody. And if I am going to get it to my ankles, let's say it's a temporary thing I want to do. I'm going somewhere, a trip, and I get it. We're on vacation. We want to braid our hair. Take those things down. That's another thing with keeping everything up too long, everybody. Quit keeping them up so long. So let's go back to the braids and wait. So now we got these small braids. Let's do small parts first. And then now we're adding hair. Bop, bop, bop. So as they're adding hair, you guys, is adding weight. So that's why some of y'all, when y'all do swing your braids, you kind of, your head kind of to the side. You swing it to the other side and it's kind of hanging over here. It's weight. So when you're doing that, pulling it up or pulling it back, you're just pulling more tension, okay? Telltale signs. Remember, your head is going to tell you if something's uncomfortable. You know it's uncomfortable if you got to go get Advil or Aleve or BC to tolerate these braids. You already know it's just too tight. It's ridiculous. We are on the verge at that point, you guys, of hair snapping off, okay? If you get small bumps at the base, which I used to do, it's telling you it's too tight. Okay, can you recommend or request to your person, hey, can you do these on the border just a little bit less tight than you did the last time? Yes, you guys. Y'all are the one paying money, so you can make a request that you want. Okay, let me tell you, if you don't make these requests and y'all keep getting these braids and these tight hairstyles like this, you are gonna have permanent damage that is irreversible. It's irreversible. So we're gonna talk about, you know, is this type of alopecia reversible? Yes, it can be if caught early, but I also want to tell you is no, it can't be reversed if we wait too late. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. So again, dealing with locks and braids, we're dealing with weight. Okay, we're dealing with too tight. Okay, and then long periods of time in between without any maintenance to the scalp. If I don't teach y'all anything else, the main key to hair growth, if you really want to grow your hair, because I know a lot of you guys do, is we have to clean the scalp. We have to ungunk it, okay? And what happens with locks and braids, a lot of times what I see and what I don't see is we're not doing anything to the scalp. So it's on for 2 months, 3 months, and there's nothing going on with that scalp, right? You have to oil the scalp, okay? And we have to clean the scalp, okay? So I'm gonna make some suggestions on some products. LAX, which is my company, Hair Journey product line, okay? We have a leave-in conditioner. For anybody who have braids or locks, cornrows, whatever, this is a good product that I recommend that you guys use, along with our hair growth oil, okay? And the hair growth oil is so light, you guys, you won't even know that it's on the scalp. So here in a second, I'm gonna walk y'all through how to use those two. Remember, Hair Journey, leave-in hair mist. I don't think I said that. It's a leave-in hair mist, but it's a leave-in conditioner, okay? And then we also have a hair growth oil. Now, am I saying spray that stuff on there every day? No, we're not talking about that. But again, I'm gonna walk you through in just 1 second. So let me back up. So the weight of it, okay? Our bodies is telling us if we got little bumps, if y'all start to feel a little pain or feels inflamed on the scalp, request to get them loose or see if you can loosen it yourself. What I don't want to see, because I did see somebody on YouTube do this, a girl, it was so tight, she took some scissors, okay? We call them shears here, but at home they're scissors, and she snapped her hair, cut it, so it could loosen. No. What she did is when those braids come off, probably half of her hair is going to come with that braid. She cut her hair because it was so tight. Instead of asking those people, hey, I'm sorry, but this is too tight. Can you please give me the braids back, but not so tight? You can ask that, you guys. And it can still look good. If they're true braiders, I'm telling you. If they're true braiders, they can make it a loose braid and it still looks perfectly fine on your head. Nobody will know that one is tighter than the other. They won't know. If they are good braiders, okay? So that's that. And cornrows. Cornrows is pretty much the same. This is to the scalp now. We're flat on the scalp now. Y'all seen those stitch braids? We doing stars and stripes and hearts and circles and all this, and it's beautiful. I'm not saying don't get it. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. However, same telltale signs. Bumps, pain, if I gotta walk out with my shoulders hunched up because it's so tight. I've even seen people, your eye shapes start to change. If your eye shapes start to change, or all of a sudden now our eyes back here, this is too tight, you guys. Okay, and I get it. It's beautiful. I love it, LA. I want you to love it. I want you to pay for it, but I want you to take money out of the factor too. I paid $200. I paid $300. I don't care if you paid $1,000. No amount of money, you guys, is worth the permanent damage that's going to happen if you continue to do this and let it stay long periods of time. So that's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about how do we know that this could cause alopecia. We got it on for 2, 3, 4 months, because that's what I hear people with braids. How long have you had your braids? 4 months, 6 months? That is absolutely no. And in between, I ask them, do you shampoo it in between? This is what they say. No. Yes, I have a video out, you guys, where I show you guys if you have braids, you can shampoo the scalp. And it will not irritate the braids if you do it the way that I recommend. Okay, I'm telling you. The scalp is the key, you guys, to hair growth. Without a clean surface or a clean canvas, we cannot promote any hair growth. All right, so let's talk about some solutions. Okay, I want y'all to wear these braids. Wear the locks. Wear the cornrows, because they're all fantastic. However, don't wear them for life. Don't spend $200 and it's on for 6 months. That's why the people in the past didn't have hair loss, because we, as professionals, we instructed them that you need to come back in 4 to 6 weeks and get these braids down. We need to shampoo it, because that's going to be the solution, you guys. You have to let the hair breathe in between. So you guys have heard me say this already before, probably in another video, but I'm going to repeat it again because repetition is key. If you have braids, my appointment is on Friday. Today is Monday. If you can take those braids down prior to that visit, don't be trying to stretch it all the way to Friday. Take them out. You already had them up 2 months. Let the scalp breathe. It has to breathe. Release it from the weight. I promise you're going to feel great. Run water on your own scalp. Don't be worried about, well, I'm going to pay her to shampoo it. Shampoo it yourself, too. It's okay if it had 2 shampoos in 1 week. It won't be mad because it hadn't had a shampoo for 2 months. So guess what? Their scalp is like, ooh, refreshing. Oh my God, I forgot what water feels like. All right, so we want to definitely shampoo in between. However, let's go back. Now I got these braids on, LA. It's been 2 months. What do I do to maintain them while they're up for these 2 months? My locks, my cornrows. That goes back to the LAX Hair Journey Leave-In Mist. It's a leave-in hair conditioner, okay? It has biotin in it, you guys. It has rice water. It has everything you need to promote hair growth. It's one of our hair growth product lines, okay? So what you'll do, okay, you can use a wet towel to kind of get any debris off of the scalp, or follow my braid video direction, which shows you how to wash them if you have braids. But if you have locks, I get it if you're not shampooing it, because we definitely don't want to mess up the integrity of that. And I get it on the cornrows, but you can take a wet towel and run it through the scalp. After we get all the gunk off the scalp, you guys, I want you to spray in that LAX Hair Journey Leave-In Mist. After you do that, you're going to take our hair growth oil, Hair Journey hair growth oil. Okay, this is it right here. It is so light. What I don't want to happen is this. Please don't run it. Okay, we ain't trying to go greasy. I don't want y'all greasy, shiny, just looking like a ball of grease. No, we're going to take it, put it on the tips. Okay, remember now we've already put the conditioner on there. Now we got the hair growth oil. 3 to 5 minutes. In all of my videos, y'all going to hear this. The massaging of the scalp is key to getting blood circulation to the hair follicle. If y'all want to see hair growth, you guys, I don't care if your hair is in braids or not. Massaging that scalp 2 to 3 times a week with that hair growth oil I'm telling you, works. I've had people who haven't had hair for 5+ years and start doing what I'm telling you to do, and all of a sudden now we got fuzz on top. We got baby hairs on top that they haven't seen in that amount of time. I'm telling you stuff that I know. It works. Do it. Our products, I know it works. So use those products. Again, 3 to 5 minutes. Please don't tell me you don't have time because you're going to work at people's jobs, you taking care of kids, you got a spouse, whatever else you're doing, you got time. So while you're watching a movie, while you're sitting there for just a second in the morning, put it on the tips only. Do not rub it into the palm because we're not trying to grease the whole head. We're only trying to manipulate the scalp and penetrate, get blood circulation to the hair follicles so we can promote hair growth. 3 to 5 minutes. How many times a week? 2 to 3. All right, you guys got it. All right, so those were some of the solutions that I have. Also, when it comes to, let's see, reduced attention, consult with a specialist like myself, okay? That's probably key. Consult with people like me. Thank you guys again for who's done virtual consultations. I can actually see your scalp, hear your conditions. We'll talk medications and all those type of things. And then I can give you a hair care regimen that you can do at home to promote growth. Or I can look at the scalp and let you guys know if this is permanent hair loss. If you are in areas like mine, we actually do scalp analysis, which is something I would advise everybody to do if you can. A scalp analysis actually looks at your scalp on a magnified level, and we can actually see whether or not the scalp actually has hair follicles. Because sometimes to the naked eye, it looks like the hair won't grow back. But underneath the scalp analysis machine, I can see people's hair follicles, and I find them, and a lot of times they're buried under debris. It's buried under gunk that's on their scalp. So that's what my hair growth treatments do. Breaks up all of that off of the scalp, so now we can open it up to receive the products that it needs to promote hair growth. That's what my hair growth treatments do, okay? I think I covered everything when it comes to the solutions. You definitely want to, like I was saying, when it comes to those oils, another reason why it's really good, that our products that I love, is going to have those products in it that actually soothes the scalp. So aloe vera is a very big product, you guys, major product that actually helps soothe the scalp, and our products have that in it. And it also has biotin, which is also a product that promotes hair growth. If you guys have heard of that, or even if you haven't, it promotes hair growth in a major way. All right, so hopefully you guys, this video has enlightened you guys when it comes to braids, locks, and cornrows. Again, beautiful hairstyles. I just need y'all to protect the crown, because we're not protecting the crown. That's what this is all about for me, is making sure we're protecting the crown. I hope the information that I gave you guys today was informative. I hope it was educational, and I hope it will help you on your journey wearing these styles in your future. Thank you guys again for joining. Please again subscribe to our channel, and the ones of you guys who have, thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.